Blue lantern sways alone outside a shuttered store. Its light spills onto empty streets like dreams from years before. The city wears a coat of fog, buttons made of rain. Traffic lights blink lazily along a sleeping lane. A bicycle leans against a wall covered in silver dew. The night feels far too large for someone missing you. I follow puddles full of stars down unfamiliar roads, carrying quiet memories like invisible loads. Some hearts become travelers even when they stand still, searching every shadow beyond their own will. Blue lantern, shine for me tonight. Got my wandering thoughts through the fading light, and every trembling glow cuts softly through the dark like hope refusing to surrender its spark. Blue lantern floating in the rain. Blue lantern calling my name. Beside the riverbank, paper boats begin to flow, folded by unseen hands to places no one knows. Each carries little drawings of mountains, moons, and trees, sailing through reflections upon the midnight breeze. The water hums a melody, ancient, soft, and low, as if the river understands the things I cannot show. Maybe every goodbye becomes another stream, flowing through the distance between memory and dream. Paper river running to the sea, taking old tomorrows far away from me. And every folded vessel carries something true, pieces of a story still connected to you. Paper river, silver in the night. Paper river disappearing from sight. If I could keep one moment, I'd choose an ordinary day, when laughter filled the silence before it slipped away. No grand promises spoken, no miracles above, just the simple kind of happiness people call love. Blue lantern fading with the dawn, the streets begin awakening. Though the night is gone, paper river glitters in the sun. Some people leave your lifetime, but their journey isn't done. The morning paints the water in shades of gold and new, and somewhere down the river a paper boat finds you. High above the sleeping valley, a lonely hotel shines, its sapphire windows catching fragments of moonlight. observatory on a mountain wrapped in snow. The hallways echo softly with footsteps long ago. Room keys hang behind the counter, numbered 1 through 9, each one guarding stories forgotten by the hands of time. The telescope beside the lobby points toward distant stars, searching through the universe for answers hidden far. Some places feel like dreams, waiting patiently for someone to arrive and believe what they can be. The Sapphire Observatory Hotel, floating near the sky. Every room contains a wish that never learned goodbye, and every shining window reflects another year, like pieces of forever still lingering here. The Sapphire Observatory Hotel, glowing through the blue. The Sapphire Observatory Hotel, still remembering you. In the attic of my childhood home, an old suitcase remains, covered with faded stickers and traces of old trains. When I open it, wildflowers spill gently to the floor, pressed between old journals and letters from before. Lavender daisies, buttercups, fragile as can be. Little pieces of forgotten summer saved carefully. Maybe every flower carries a season in its veins, keeping colors safe inside long after they have changed. Wildflowers inside suitcases, blooming through the years, hidden among old photographs and quiet souvenirs. And every pressed petal holds sunlight from the past, like proof that beautiful moments can somehow last. Wildflowers inside suitcases, sleeping soft and bright. Wildflowers inside suitcases, growing through the night. If I could revisit one summer, I'd choose a random day, running through open meadows without knowing it would fade. No thoughts about tomorrow, no clocks to obey, just endless skies and laughter stretching far away. The Sapphire Observatory Hotel welcomes in the dawn. The stars retreat beyond the hills, but their wonder lingers on. Wildflowers inside suitcases, glow within the light. Some people leave your lifetime, but their seasons stay inside. The valley fills with morning, the mountain turns to gold, and somewhere in a pressed flower, a story still unfolds. silver balloons among the clouds and mist. Letters travel through the heavens in canvas bags of blue, addressed to old tomorrows and people we once knew. The postmaster wears a moonlit coat, threaded with tiny stars, sorting hopes and unanswered dreams into glass mail jars. Outside the floating windows, the sky becomes a sea, filled with islands made of moonlight and endless possibility. Some messages take years to arrive where they belong, like hearts learning slowly how to carry on. The floating post office, sailing through the night, delivering forgotten wishes wrapped in silver light. And every drifting envelope crosses skies unseen, like all the words we never spoke and everything between. The floating post office, moving soft and free. The floating post office, mailing memories. Down below in midnight fields, 1,000 sunflowers bloom, golden faces turned upward beneath a sapphire moon. No sunlight guides them now, yet still they stand so tall, listening to the quiet stars beyond the darkness call. Their petals catch the starlight like tiny drops of fire, glowing with a secret hope that never seems to tire. Maybe faith is simply facing skies unknown and blooming in the darkness when you stand alone. Midnight sunflowers shining in the blue, growing through the silence like I learned to do. And every golden blossom holds a piece of grace, like finding unexpected light in an empty place. Midnight sunflowers dancing with the breeze. Midnight sunflowers teaching hearts to believe. If I could send one letter to the person I once was, I'd tell them not to fear the roads or who they might become. The stars won't always guide you, the sky won't stay the same, but you'll discover beauty even inside the rain. The floating post office fades into the dawn. Its silver balloons grow smaller, but the wonder carries on. Midnight sunflowers welcome morning skies. Some people leave your lifetime, but their light never dies. The clouds begin to open, the day arrives anew, and somewhere in a drifting letter, there's still a trace of you. Stars are painted on the ceiling of a cafe after dark. Amber lamps float overhead like lanterns full of sparks. The tables sit in silence while the city sleeps below. Coffee cups and constellations share a gentle glow. The owner closes slowly, stacking chairs one by one, as jazz drifts through the planetarium long after everyone's gone. A meteor hangs above the counter, made of copper and glass, swinging softly with the shadows as midnight hours pass. Some places feel suspended outside the hands of time, where yesterday and tomorrow quietly intertwine. The Amber Planetarium Cafe, floating in the night, serving cups of starlight and borrowed bits of light. And every painted galaxy spins gently overhead, like dreams that found a resting place inside my weary head. The Amber Planetarium Cafe, warm against the blue. The Amber Planetarium Cafe, still reminding me of you. Back at home upon a shelf, a wooden box remains, filled with tiny matchboxes collected over years. One contains a paper snowflake cut on a winter day. Another holds a silver one that time could not erase. I open them like treasure chests beneath the moonlit glow, watching fragile little crystals dance across the room below. Maybe wonder survives best in the smallest things we keep, tiny pieces of magic hidden while we sleep. Snowflakes and matchboxes waiting on the shelf, little frozen memories saved from melting by themselves. And every folded crystal carries winter song, like moments that disappeared yet somehow still belong. Snowflakes and matchboxes, silent, bright and small. Snowflakes and matchboxes, remembering it all. If I could revisit one snowfall, I'd choose a quiet street where our footprints stretch behind us in patterns soft and neat. No plans beyond the evening, no worries left to bear, just snowflakes finding places in the still December air. The Amber Planetarium Cafe greets the coming dawn. The painted stars grow fainter, but their wonder lingers on. Snowflakes and matchboxes shine beneath the sun. Some people leave your lifetime, but their winters are never gone. The morning fills the windows, the sky becomes brand new, and somewhere in a paper snowflake I still find pieces of you. Its hands move without numbers, its bells ring without sound, casting giant shadows across the violet ground. Fields of purple dust are drifting like waves upon the sea, while forgotten constellations bloom beneath my feet. The air tastes faintly of summer and stories left untold, as twilight paints the horizon with rivers made of gold. Some places aren't destination, their feelings wearing shapes built from fragments of wonder. The waking world escapes. The clock tower in the lavender desert, calling through the dust. Every silent hour turning memories to dust, and every fading shadow stretches farther than before, like echoes of a lifetime knocking at a hidden door. The clock tower in the lavender desert, standing all alone. The clock tower in the lavender desert, making loneliness a home. By the shore of a paper ocean, origami whales appear, folded from old diary pages, saved across the years. Their bodies carry sentences written long ago, half-finished dreams and promises only moonlight knows. They glide across the silver waves without a single sound, leaving trails of floating poems wherever they are found. Maybe every written feeling learns another way to live, when the heart can no longer keep all it has to give. Origami whales swimming through the night, carrying fragile chapters beneath the starlight, and every folded heartbeat sails beyond the blue like letters from forgotten selves, still searching for the truth. Origami whales drifting with the tide, origami whales where old dreams reside. If I could speak with yesterday, I'd ask for nothing bad. I'd simply sit beside it and watch the sky turn black. Because some things become beautiful only after they are gone, like stars we never noticed until the break of dawn. The clock tower in the lavender desert fades beneath the sun. The purple dunes grow golden as another day begins. Origami whales disappear from view. Some people leave your lifetime, but the stories travel through. The desert keeps its silence, the ocean turns to light, and somewhere in a folded page, your memory takes flight. The flower shop stays open long after sunset fades. petals sleeping in buckets under tired fluorescent rays. The owner sweeps the sidewalk beneath the fading sign. Roses, lilies, tulips, waiting out the night. The refrigerator hums softly behind the narrow wall, preserving little beauties too fragile for us all. Outside, the avenue is empty, the traffic nearly gone, like the whole city is holding its breath until the dawn. Some things are beautiful because they cannot stay, like flowers in a storefront, or moments that drift away. The last flower shot glowing in the rain, keeping colors alive through the gray and pain. And every sleeping blossom feels like a memory, blooming somewhere hidden deep inside of me. The last flower shot, standing all alone. The last flower shot, trying to make beauty home. Back inside my kitchen, an old envelope appears, hidden between cookbooks for nearly 7 years. Receipts from little diners, movie theaters, and trains. The ordinary evidence of ordinary days. The ink is almost vanished, the paper soft and worn, yet somehow every number pulls me back once more. Funny how the smallest things refuse to disappear. When bigger memories fade away, the details remain clear. Moonlit receipts scattered on the floor, tiny records of a life that isn't here anymore. And every faded total, every coffee, every ride feels like footprints of a story time forgot to hide. Moonlit receipts, silver in the blue. Moonlit receipts, still counting back to you. If I could keep one purchase from all those years ago, it wouldn't be the object, but the feeling I once knew. The comfort of your laughter across a crowded booth, when happiness was ordinary and ordinary was enough truth. The last flower shot welcomes in the dawn. Morning touches every petal, though the night is gone. Moonlit receipts rest beneath the sun. Some people leave your lifetime, yet their small details live on. The flowers face the daylight, the streets begin anew, and somewhere in the morning air, a rose still smells like you. Beneath the river's quiet surface, an old bookstore sleeps, pages drifting through the water, where the silence keeps. Shelves lean beneath the currents, books sway side to side, stories floating weightless like secrets left behind. Moonlight filters through the water, painting silver lines across forgotten novels and paragraphs of time. A clock without a heartbeat hangs above the door, frozen in a single second, forever wanting more. Some stories never finish, They simply change their language and begin again. The sunken bookstore, resting in the deep. Every page a memory the water chose to keep. And every drifting chapter moves slowly through the blue, like all the words I never found to say to you. The sunken bookstore, ooh, lost beneath the tide. The sunken bookstore, where old dreams still hide. Far beyond the riverbank, winter settles in. 1,000 frozen lanterns glow beneath the wind, crafted from clear eyes by hands I cannot see. They line an empty pathway through sleeping cedar trees. Inside each frozen lantern, a candle softly burns, like tiny patient heartbeats still waiting their turn. Maybe hope suffices best when the world grows cold. A little flame protected inside something fragile to hold. Lanterns made of ice shining through the snow. Tiny stars of warmth for frozen rivers flow. And every trembling candle paints gold upon the white, like promises refusing to surrender to the night. Lanterns made of ice, ooh, glowing soft and slow. Lanterns made of ice, teaching darkness how to glow. If I could rescue one moment from the hands of time, I'd choose a quiet winter walk when your hand was holding mine. No future hanging over us, no distance left to cross, just footprints and fresh snowfall before we knew of loss. The sunken bookstore rises in my mind, its stories drifting upward through years I've left behind. Lanterns made of ice melt beneath the sun. Some people leave your lifetime, but their light is never gone. The river keeps its secrets, the snow begins to fall, and somewhere in the fading light I still remember it all. Both the narrow city streets, a balcony hangs in the rain, filled with clocks that stopped years ago, yet somehow still remain. An old clockmaker lives there, behind curtains made of lace, fixing tiny broken seconds no one thought to save. The workshop smells of cedar and dust from distant years. Tiny gears shine softly like forgotten souvenirs. Outside, umbrellas bloom below along the crowded lane. 1,000 hurried footsteps disappear into the rain. Maybe time is not a river, maybe time's a room filled with all the moments we thought we'd lose too soon. The clockmaker's balcony, floating over town, holding little fragments that never settled down. And every frozen pocket watch still whispers through the years, like a choir of old heartbeats singing through my tears. The clockmaker's balcony, above the world so high. The clockmaker's balcony, beneath the silver sky. At the edge of the botanical park, after storms have passed, butterflies gather quietly on puddles in the grass. shades of rose and blue like pieces of the sunset. Learning how to move, one lands upon my notebook, then vanishes from sight, leaving only trembling pages in the gentle light. Some beauty isn't meant to stay, it's only meant to pass, leaving little miracles like reflections on glass. Rain-colored butterflies dancing through the air, painting every lonely corner with colors unaware. And every fragile heartbeat flutters soft and free, like all the dreams I buried, returning back to me. Rain-colored butterflies drifting through the blue. Rain-colored butterflies still carrying you. If I could save one afternoon inside a crystal frame, I'd choose the one where nothing happened and everything remained. The quiet of your presence, the comfort of your smile, the ordinary kind of joy that only lasts a while. The clockmaker's balcony greets the morning sun. Golden light awakens clocks, one by one by one. Rain-colored butterflies rise into the day. Some people leave your lifetime, but their colors never fade. The city starts its rhythm, the rain has wandered through, and somewhere in a butterfly wing, I still remember you. At the bottom of the shoreline, a hotel softly glows, its windows lit beneath the waves where no traveler goes. Silverfish drift through hallways like guests without a name, swimming past forgotten portraits inside crystal frames. The lobby chandelier is swaying with the rhythm of the sea, casting liquid constellations across the marble floor beneath. An empty grand piano waits in a ballroom made of blue, while currents play their melodies for no one but the moon. Some places only exist inside a dreamer's mind, yet they feel more real than memories we left behind. The Silver Aquarium Hotel, sleeping in the tide, every room a secret the ocean chose to hide, and every drifting shadow moves gentle as a tune, like pieces of forever floating beneath the moon. The Silver Aquarium Hotel, shimmering below. The Silver Aquarium Hotel, where silent heartbeats go. In an autumn forest far away, these cover every trail, golden red and copper bright, dancing in the gale. I pick one from the ground and notice strange thin lines lines, tiny maps drawn on its surface like forgotten designs. Roads leading through imagined towns and rivers made of gold. Directions to impossible places no compass ever told. Maybe one to leave clues and things we overlook. Tiny invitations hidden in nature's open book. Maps drawn on leaves scattered by the breeze. Little pathways waiting among the autumn trees. And every fragile outline carries somewhere new, like dreams still searching quietly for a way to come true. Maps drawn on leaves turning in the air. Maps drawn on leaves leading everywhere. If I could follow one road without knowing where it bends, I choose the one that teaches me the beauty of loose ends. Not every story needs a finish. Not every sky needs blue. Sometimes wonder is enough to carry us through. The silver aquarium hotel fades into the dawn. The tides erase its footprints, but its magic lingers on. Maps drawn on leaves rise into the light. Some people leave your lifetime, but their wonder stays inside. The forest greets the morning. The sea becomes brand new. And somewhere on a drifting leaf, a path still leads to you. At the edge of a silent cliff, a lighthouse guards the sea. But every floor is filled with books, as far as eyes can see. The waves below are whispering against the ancient stone, while crimson lanterns paint the shells with colors of their own. Dusty novels line the walls, from floorboards to the sky, holding worlds inside their pages that never learn to die. A spiral staircase slowly climbs through stories and through years, past forgotten poetry and journals stained by tears. Some words become a shelter when the world feels cold and wide, like tiny lights in distant windows, guiding us inside the crimson lighthouse library, shining by the sea. Every book a beacon, calling back to me. And every turning page feels softer than before, like footsteps from a memory, returning to the shore. The crimson lighthouse library, glowing through the blue. The crimson lighthouse library, still leading me to you. Back home beside my window, an old glass jar remains, filled with tiny fireflies, collected summer days. Their golden lights drift lazily, like stars that learn to fly, painting little constellations between. Maybe it becomes a lantern in places once unseen. Pocket full of fireflies dancing in the dark. Tiny glowing memories protecting every spark and every little heartbeat of amber colored light. Feels like hope still singing through the longest night. Pocket full of fireflies floating wild and free. Pocket full of fireflies bringing summer back to me. If I could keep one season safe beneath the glass, I'd choose those endless evenings before they became the past, when laughter echoed through the fields and stars felt close enough to touch with open hands, and hearts untouched by loss. The crimson lighthouse library welcomes in the dawn. The lanterns fade to shadows, but their warmth lingers on. Pocket full of fireflies glow against the day. Some people leave your lifetime, but their light still finds a way. The ocean greets the morning, the sky turns bright and new, and somewhere in a golden spark I still remember you. Dust hangs in the darkness where artificial stars once shine. The night feels larger than the ceiling and heavier than my mind. The planetarium closed years ago, yet the dome remains, holding faded constellations and echoes of old names. Rows of empty chairs are waiting, facing the silent sky, as if they're still expecting someone who won't arrive. A projector sleeps beneath the tarp, covered up in gray, like a dream abandoned halfway and slowly packed away. Some places keep breathing long after they're left behind, like corners of the heart that time could never find. The empty planetarium full of borrowed stars, every faded galaxy still carries old scars, and every silent orbit moves through memory, like the universe keeps saving what disappeared from me. The empty planetarium lost inside the blue. The empty planetarium still revolving around you. Outside the rain begins to fall upon the river walk. Street lights tremble on the water like thoughts that never stop. I find a paper boat afloat near the edge of shore, spinning slowly with the current towards somewhere unknown. Then another follows after, and another drifts behind. Tiny white surrender flags to the passage of time. Maybe all our memories become rivers in the air. growing old. I choose a simple sunset, turning everything to gold. No promises forever, no fear of what's ahead. Just your shadow beside mine, and the words we never said. The empty planetarium opens to the dawn. The painted stars grow fainter, but their wonder lingers on. Velvet paper boats disappear from view. Some people leave your lifetime, yet their rivers carry through. The morning finds the shoreline, the clouds begin to part, and somewhere beyond the water, you still drift through my heart. A lighthouse cafe overlooks a restless winter sea. Coffee, steam, and distant waves keep company with me. Copper lanterns line the walls, casting amber halos wide, while rain taps gentle rhythms against the glass outside. The waitress folds the final menu near the closing hour. The room feels like a photograph, losing all its color. A sailor reads an old newspaper at a table by the door, like he's searching through headlines for something worth waiting for. Some nights are made of silence and things we cannot name. 1,000 little embers without a single flame. Copper lighthouse cafe, glowing by the shore. Every cup of coffee makes me miss you more, and every crashing wave outside returns then slips away, like memories that visit but never choose to stay. Copper lighthouse cafe, sheltering the tide. Copper lighthouse cafe, where lonely hearts reside. Beyond the harbor road there lies a garden overgrown, hidden behind ivy gates where wildflowers have grown. Old maps hang from branches tied with weather string, maps to vanished villages and places without names. Some are torn by seasons, some are stained by rain, yet every faded compass rose still tries to guide again. Maybe every lost road still exists somewhere, waiting in the corners of memory and air. The garden of forgotten maps, blooming in the mist, filled with all the destinations life somehow missed. And every wrinkled pathway drawn in ink and gold feels like pieces of the future that never got told. The garden of forgotten maps, sleeping in the gray. The garden of forgotten maps, where old directions stay. If I could choose one journey to travel once again, I'd choose a road beside your side without asking where it ends. No finish line before us, no distance to endure, just two shadows And somewhere on an unseen map, you never went away. Purple neon flickers softly across the washing machines. Midnight hums inside the room like a forgotten dream. A woman folds her winter coat without looking up. The dryer spins old memories round and round enough. Rainwater gathers near the door, reflecting tired light. The city feels suspended between tomorrow and tonight. I feed another coin inside to buy a little time, watching circles chase themselves like thoughts inside my mind. Everything keeps turning, yet nothing seems to move. Some nights feel like oceans with no shore to swim to. The violet laundromat, open after dark, washing stains from strangers but not from my heart. And every spinning window shows a different year. Faces fading slowly, then suddenly appear the violet laundromat, glowing purple blue. The violet laundromat, still reminding me of you. Back home beneath the bed, an old suitcase remains, covered by a layer of quiet dust and rain. Inside are folded postcards and train schedules from before, receipts from little cafes and cities we explored. There's a photograph of sunlight across a coastal street, a moment so ordinary yet impossible to repeat. Maybe every journey leaves pieces in our souls, scattered like confetti wherever we may go. Suitcase full of sunsets, hidden from the day, packed with golden evenings that never went away. And every fading snapshot still burns with amber light, like tiny borrowed summers living through the night. Suitcase full of sunsets, heavy in my head. Suitcase full of sunsets, more than memory understands. If I could open one old road and walk it once again, I'd choose a random afternoon without knowing where it ends. No countdown to goodbye, no distance left to cross, just laughter in the background before we learned about loss. The violet laundromat, quiet before dawn. Got machines slow down at last, but the feeling lingers on. Suitcase full of sunsets, shining through the years. Some people leave your lifetime, yet travel with your tears. The neon sign grows dimmer, morning paints the sky, and somewhere in that fading glow, I watch another memory fly. Deep beneath a crystal lake, a circle of windows close, watching constellations shimmer through the water's flow. An observatory sleeps below, where no one thinks to look, hidden underneath the waves like a forgotten book. Moonlight filters through the surface, turning blue to gold, painting galaxies on ceilings no human hands could hold. Silent telescopes are waiting, pointed toward the sky, searching through the rippled stars that drift and multiply. Some wonders choose the shadows, not because they're afraid, but because mystery grows stronger when it's hidden away. The observatory beneath the lake, dreaming in the deep. Every star reflection, a promise it can keep. And every wave above it writes a different sky, like memories changing shape each time they pass by. The observatory beneath the lake, floating soft and blue. The observatory beneath the lake, still searching for you. Near my bedroom window, a wooden box remains, filled with folded paper cranes from long forgotten days. Some are painted gold and silver, some are plain and white, made on afternoons when hope still felt featherlight. I set them on the windowsill, facing westward skies, as if they know directions for dreams that never die. Maybe every handmade thing keeps a piece of us inside, a fingerprint of feeling we could never fully hide. Golden paper cranes resting in the sun, tiny wings protecting every battle won, and every folded feather carries wishes far away, across the seas of growing up in all the yesterdays. Golden paper cranes, shining in the light. Golden paper cranes, guarding little flights. If I could borrow one season from the years I've left behind, I'd choose the spring of endless roads before I change my mind. When every map was unfinished, every door unlocked, and every sunset felt like something time could never stop. The observatory beneath the lake fades with morning skies. The water turns to crystal as daylight slowly rises. Golden paper cranes glow beside the pain. Some people leave your lifetime, but their kindness still remains. The lake becomes a mirror, the dawn arrives anew, and somewhere in a field of stars, a crane is flying through. Train rolls through the darkness, wrapped in emerald light, passing fields of sleeping flowers, hidden from the night. The windows glow like lanterns, floating through the rain, carrying quiet strangers and hearts that feel the same. Outside the world is blurred away by fog and as if the earth forgot itself. Beyond the glass exists. I rest against the cool window, watching shadows stream, while distant station lights appear and vanish like a dream. Some journeys aren't about arriving, they're about who we become, while chasing fading horizons that keep moving with the sun. The midnight greenhouse train, rolling through the blue, every carriage filled with flowers that remind me of you, and every sleeping blossom leans softly toward the light, like hope refusing to surrender to another lonely night. The midnight greenhouse train, running through my soul. The midnight greenhouse train, where broken gardens grow. Back home beside the doorway, a mailbox waits alone, paint chipped by seasons passing and winters made of stone. Inside among the letters and advertisements pale, a tiny white feather rests without a name or trail. I hold it in the hallway as silence fills the air, wondering how something so small could suddenly feel rare. Maybe every little sign finds us when we're weak, bringing quiet answers to questions we don't speak. Feathers in the mailbox falling from somewhere, tiny notes from heaven floating through the air, and every fragile feather carries a gentle truth that not all things are lost forever, even when they leave you. Feathers in the mailbox, soft against my hand. Feathers in the mailbox, more than I can understand. If I could relive one evening, I'd choose a random spring, listening to the rain together without needing anything. No fear of growing distant, no clock above the wall, just the comfort of your presence, the simplest gift of all. The midnight greenhouse train disappears with dawn. The flowers catch the sunlight, though the night is gone. Feathers in the mailbox drift into the day. Some people leave your lifetime, but their kindness finds a way. The train becomes a memory, the sky turns bright and new, and somewhere in the morning breeze, a feather dances through. An abandoned fairground waves beyond the sleeping trees. The Ferris wheel is motionless, swaying with the breeze. A ticket booth painted green stands crooked near the gate. Its little window gathers dust, patiently waiting late. The paint has started peeling like old photographs in rain, yet traces of bright summers still linger in the frame. The midway lights are long gone, the laughter disappeared, but silence has a memory of everyone who cheered. Some places never leave us, though years have rolled away. They keep a room inside the heart where childhood chose to stay. The green ticket booth, guarding yesterday, holding tiny fragments that never fade away. And every faded number still echoes through the years, like a pocket full of sunshine hidden among the tears. The green ticket booth, standing all alone. The green ticket booth, making lost days home. Back in my apartment, the glass jar sits nearby, filled with tiny paper stars folded through the nights. I made them when I couldn't sleep, one for every dream, one for every promise, and everything between. Blue ones, gold ones, silver ones, crowded side by side like little captured galaxies I couldn't leave behind. Maybe hope is something small that quietly survives, a light no larger than a spark keeping us alive. Constellations in a jar, shining on my shelf, tiny handmade universes built by myself. And every folded starlight carries wishes through the dark, like fragile little compasses protecting every spark. Constellations in a jar, glowing soft and far. Constellations in a jar, showing who we are. If I could revisit one evening, I'd choose a simple one, sharing cotton candy laughter beneath the setting sun. No endings, waiting quietly beyond the carnival lights, just endless music drifting into summer nights. The green ticket booth welcomes in the dawn. Morning paints the fairground gold, though the crowds are gone. Constellations in a jar still shimmer in the light. Some people leave your lifetime, but their stars stay every night. The wind moves through the fairground, the day begins anew, and somewhere in a paper star I still find pieces of you. At the edge of winter fields, a strange orchard softly gleams. Crystal apples hang from branches, shining brighter than dreams. Moonlight gathers in the leaves like silver drops of rain. Every tree reflects the stars again and again. The grass is frozen underneath a blanket made of white, while distant mountains guard the silence of the sleeping night. I walk between the glassy rows, afraid to make a sound, as if one careless heartbeat could bring them crashing down. Some memories are fragile, too beautiful to hold, yet somehow they survive the seasons and the cold. The glass orchard glowing in the dark, every crystal apple holds a tiny spark, and every shining branch carries pieces things we believed would always last. The glass orchard, frozen in the blue. The glass orchard, still reflecting you. Near the old Riverside Theater, a sudden wind appears, scattering forgotten treasures from another year. Cinematics drift upward like birds released at dawn, twirling through the evening air long after the show's gone. Each one tells a little story of laughter in the aisles, of shared popcorn and whispered jokes and ordinary smiles. Maybe happiness survives in ways we never see, hidden in the smallest things that return unexpectedly. Cinema tickets in the wind, dancing through the night. Tiny paper memories, taking sudden flight. And every spinning fragment crosses moonlit skies, like scenes from unfinished movies before the final goodbye. Cinema tickets in the wind, floating wild and free. Cinema tickets in the wind, returning back to me. If I could step into a movie, I'd choose a simple scene. Two people sharing silence without needing anything. No grand dramatic ending, no miracle to find, just warmth inside an ordinary moment, paused in time. The glass orchard at sunrise begins to fade away, crystal branches melting into the light of day. Cinema tickets in the wind disappear from view. Some people leave your lifetime, but their stories travel through. The morning fills the valley, the frost becomes the dew. And somewhere in the golden light, the glass still shines like you. In the middle of the desert, a carousel turns slow beneath a sky of endless stars and dunes of silver gold. Children ride the painted horses, no music fills the air, only wind moving gently through ribbons hanging there. The mirrors catch the moonlight and scatter it around like broken pieces of heaven falling to the ground. I step across the quiet sand toward its glowing frame, feeling like I've wandered into a place without a name. Some dreams arrive so strangely, you don't ask if they're real. You simply stand beside them and feel what they make you feel. The desert carousel, spinning all alone, turning through forgotten nights nobody has known. And every painted horse carries wishes through the dark, like wanderers protecting a fading little spark. The desert carousel, moving soft and slow. The desert carousel, where vast horizons go. Back in a wooden cabin far beneath the north, the glass bottle sits waiting near the window by the porch. Inside it swirls with colors, green and violet, blue, like somebody trapped in aurora and sealed it for safekeeping too. It lights the room in silence with rivers made of light, painting dancing galaxies across the walls tonight. Maybe wonder survives in objects left behind, tiny doors to magic hidden from our minds. Bottle of northern lights glowing in my room, tiny captured heavens blooming through the gloom. And every shifting color moves gentle as a tune, like memories still dancing beneath the winter moon. Bottle of northern lights shimmering so bright. Bottle of northern lights protecting little nights. If I could save one feeling, not a face or place or year, I'd save the sense of wonder that everything was near. When every road seemed endless and every star could guide, before the world grew complicated and dreams learned how to hide. The desert carousel fades into the dawn. The horses turn to shadows as the night moves on. Bottle of northern lights still glowing in the day. Some people leave your lifetime, but their wonder stays. The desert greets the morning, the sky becomes brand new, and somewhere in a ribbon of light, I still remember you. A movie theater blooms at night, covered in moonflowers white, their petals climbing every wall beneath the silver light. The ticket booth is empty now, the last show ended hours ago. Yet moonflowers keep unfolding where no one thinks to go. The posters fade beneath the vines, the seeds collect the dust. Still the screen reflects the stars like it remembers us. I walk along the silent aisle, past rows of velvet blue. Every shadow in the darkness seems to lead to you. Some places keep a heartbeat long after crowds are gone, holding little pieces of everything we were upon. The moonflower cinema blooming in the night, every petal catches a little bit of light, and every silent projector paints memories on the wall. grassy hill outside town, colorful kites appear, floating through the evening sky as daylight disappears. Children wrote small letters across the fabric bright, tiny hopes and secret wishes to send into the night. The wind carries them higher past clouds painted gold, as if the sky is reading every story told. Maybe dreams need movement to learn how far they go. Maybe hearts are kites themselves, following where winds blow. Letters written on kites, dancing through the blue, tiny handwritten promises, traveling beyond view. And every string is trembling with things we cannot say, yet somehow they keep flying anyway. Letters written on kites, floating wild and free. Letters written on kites, returning through memory. If I could send one message past distance, years and time, I'd write it on a paper kite and trust the open sky. No sorrow in the sentence, no wish to change the past, just gratitude for beautiful things, even when they don't last. The moonflower cinema welcomes in the dawn. The flowers close their petals, but their fragrance lingers on. Letters written on kites fade into the day. Some people leave your lifetime, but their words still find a way. The morning paints the hillside in shades of gold and blue, and somewhere high above the clouds, a kite still carries you. Above the mountains, far away, beyond where airplanes fly, a lighthouse shines among the clouds inside a painted sky. No ocean reaches up this high, no harbor waits below, only drifting seas of white, where silent winds still blow. The tower stands in solitude, wrapped in silver mist, sending beams through empty heavens to places that don't exist. I climb the spiral staircase, past windows made of gold. Every step feels like a secret the daylight never told. Some places live between imagination and memory, where impossible things bloom as naturally as trees. The lighthouse above the clouds, crawling through the blue, guiding lost horizons back to something true. And every shining beacon crosses miles of air, like hope refusing to believe that nobody is there. The lighthouse above the clouds, floating soft and bright. The lighthouse above the clouds, protecting dreams. Ancient typewriters are waiting beneath cherry trees tall. Their keys are dusted gently with blossoms white and rose, writing poems to the breeze that nobody ever knows. Sheets of paper flutter upward, carried by the wind, covered with unfinished stories and letters never sent. Maybe every untold feeling finds another way to speak through fallen petals, quiet skies, and moments soft and weak. Cherry blossom typewriters singing in the spring. Every clicking silver key remembers everything, and every drifting paper carries words unspoken too. Like all the conversations I still wish I had with you. Cherry blossom typewriters blooming in the air. Cherry blossom typewriters scattering feelings everywhere. If I could say one chapter from the book of growing old, I'd choose the page where wonder was worth more than gold. When every cloud was a kingdom, every star a dawn, every road ahead of me promised something more. The lighthouse above the clouds fades into the dawn. Its beam grows pale but never truly disappears or is gone. Cherry blossom typewriters rest beneath the sun. Some people live your lifetime, yet their stories still go on. The petals keep on falling, the clouds drift out of view, and somewhere in an unwritten line I still find traces of you. Near the edge of a sleeping coast, an old factory shines. Thousands of lanterns glowing softly like bottled pieces of time. The workers left decades ago, but the lantern's still awake, swinging gently from the rafters whenever the sea winds break. Amber, violet, emerald, green colors drift through dust, painting little oceans across the beams above. Outside, the harbor water reflects their golden light, as if stars have fallen quietly into the arms of night. Some places keep creating even after they're forgotten, like hearts that still believe after everything they've lost. The lantern factory by the sea, glowing through the tide, every light a memory the darkness couldn't hide. And every hanging lantern sways gently with the years, like tiny suns protecting old laughter and old tears. The lantern factory Back home upon my writing desk, a stack of envelopes waits, each one sealed and empty, as if expecting fate. One windy afternoon I imagine something strange and true. What if clouds could be folded and mailed across the blue? Soft white clouds inside envelopes, addressed to distant hearts, carrying little pieces of wherever they depart. Maybe longing is a letter traveling through the air, looking for a place to land and someone who still cares. Clouds folded into envelopes, floating through the sky, tiny drifting messages, too gentle to deny. And every silver vapor line writes something new above. Like all the quiet waves, the world still speaks of love. Clouds folded into envelopes, sailing wild and free. Clouds folded into envelopes, bringing wonder back to me. If I could send one envelope beyond the reach of years, I'd fill it with forgotten joys instead of old fears. The smell of rain on summer roads, the sound of distant trains, the warmth of simple afternoons before we measured pain. The lantern factory by the sea greets the morning cold. The lanterns fade but leave behind stories still untold. Clouds folded into envelopes, drifts beyond the sun. Some people leave your lifetime, but their kindness travels on. The waves begin their singing, the sky becomes brand new, and somewhere in a passing cloud, a memory smiles through. On the cliff above the coastline, an old weather station glow, painting indigo reflections on the sea below. Nobody works there anymore, the forecast ended years ago. Yet every lantern still ignites when evening winds begin to blow. Maps of storms hang on the walls, faded blue and gray, tracing paths of vanished rain that wandered far away. Outside, the restless ocean speaks a language of its own, breaking into whispered pieces across the ancient stone. Maybe every storm we've weathered leaves a mark upon the sky, invisible but present, like a memory passing by. The indigo weather station, watching through the night, recording silent heartaches no instrument can write. And every passing cloud feels familiar somehow, like feelings I kitchen, a wooden cabinet waits filled with porcelain teacups collected through the ages. One is tiny, painted stars around its fragile rim. Another holds a crack of gold running near the brim. I pour warm jasmine slowly as moonlight fills the room, turning simple steam into a silver flower plume. Sometimes comfort arrives softly without a single sound in ordinary objects we've always kept around. Starlight and teacups shimmering in white, tiny liquid galaxies floating through the night. And every rising ribbon of fragrant silver air feels like a gentle reminder that beauty still is there. Starlight in teacups, glowing warm and true. Starlight in teacups, still carrying you. If I could save one feeling for the years ahead, I'd keep the peace of quiet nights instead of words unsaid, the kind that ask for nothing, the kind that simply stays like moonlight on a teacup at the end of weary days. The indigo of the station welcomes in the dawn. The sea becomes a mirror, though the storms are gone. Starlight in teacups fades with morning blue. Some people leave your lifetime, but their warmth stays with you. The cliff greets golden sunlight, the waves begin anew, and somewhere in the rising steam I still remember you.